Okay, thank you, Lihamas. And good afternoon, everyone. My name is Piyatida. So, today, I would like just to share the experience on the overview of the Thailand heat pump market landscape and the policy framework. So, next, please. Yeah. First, I just want to draw you to understand our background about the air conditioning system and the heat pump. Thailand is a key global manufacturing center for the air conditioners. We are the third largest exporter for the air conditioner, following the China and the Mexico, and also the main player for the domestic market for the air conditioner is just residential sector. But when we talk about the heat pump, most of the people in Thailand just trained to associate them with the hot water application, not just for the cooling application. So for the development of the heat pump policy in Thailand is begin around 2013 as shown in the map. And this program is starting by the Department of the Alternative Energy Development and Efficiency, or we call DEDE. This department is under the Ministry of the Energy. And the policy landscape has been developed significantly from the initial energy efficiency initiative to more advanced framework supported by the international collaborations. Next, please. For the overall market of the heat pump in Thailand, it seems like it has the experience significantly growth. You can see from the chart that a large portion, around 80% of the share market is dominated by the overseas brand. For example, like from Japan, China, and United States. For the local brand, we have just only 20% of the share market. This is because of the positioning between the cost driven from the China manufacturers and the well-established Japan and United States brand. And this has created a clear market gap, particularly in the high-capacity industrial system. For the heat pump technology in Thailand, most of them, we are talking about the air source heat pump. And this technology is dominated about 72.6%. And highly performant in the commercial sector. Next, please. And to strengthen the adoption of the heat pump in Thailand, the MEP, the minimum energy performance standard, and the HEP is the high energy performance standard has been implemented. For the MEP, mandatory required regulated by the TC. TC is a Thai Industrial Standard Institute. This standard acts as the safeguard to prevent the low efficient equipment from entering the market. And for the another hand, the HEP is represented by the DEDE. They represent where the high efficiency level. And this is a voluntary program, but designed to promote the high performance heat pump by targeting the top tier of the heat pump in the market. Under Thailand Industrial Standard, TIS numbers T626, this standard has been developed from the international standard number EN 2.5-T, but we are adopting the testing condition for Thailand weather data. The testing condition test at the ambient temperature around 36 degrees Celsius, and the water temperature was set up just only 55 degrees Celsius. And the criteria of the COP for the minimum requirement is set at the 2.4, and the high efficiency heat pump is expected to achieve the COP higher than T.0. From this standard that has already, mandatory in Thailand, the maximum capacity for the heating capacity of the heat pump just cover only 36 kilowatt. Next, please. To accelerate the adoption of the high efficiency heat pump in Thailand, it's quite very important to have the three pillars. The first is the data and the standard, that's already mentioned. The second one is the financial support. Among these, the financial support is quite very important driver to accelerate the adoption of the heat pump in Thailand. Thai government has developed a comprehensive financial support framework. For example, the direct subsidy, which is provided via the ENCON fund, particularly under the DEDE 80-20. That means the support was covered about 20 to 30% for the investment cost, and the cap is just up to 3 million baht. And the second program we call like ESCO revolving funds. This is they support, they provide the equity support to helping the mitigation on the technology and the financial risk for the large scale project. And the last one we call like the soft loan program that is available through the commercial bank, for example, like Kasikorn Bank, Bangkok Bank. This program is offered the delicate green financial scheme with the preferential interest rate. So next, please. For the third pillar, that is should be, promote for our heat pump. It should be capacity building for the international collaboration. This is some example of the recent project that we have collaborated with the international partnership, such as the JICA and the METI from Japan. And two program play an important role in the knowledge transfer and technical developments. One of the main challenges in the gap between the current testing capacity and the industrial requirements. At the present, you can see like Thailand, where our infrastructure is just limited for the small scale system. The heating capacity just below 36 kilowatt thermal, and the temperature is lower than 55 degrees Celsius. But in the other hand, for the Japan, the heating standard was facilitated for the industrial scale, and the high temperature was introduced, for example, like 65 degrees Celsius or 90 degrees Celsius. And also it can implement for the air source and the water source heat pump. But our facility just limit for the air source heat pump. So from this collaboration, the government, take the action to take into account for the upgrade our standard to build the local technical capacity. So next, please. However, you can see like there are still have some challenge in the market of the heat pump, especially for the high initial investment cost. That is quite very important, I think, even in the Indonesia and the India, and also the limitation on the testing gap, especially right now we are just limit for the small size of the heat pump. And the last one is about the knowledge. We are still lacking the knowledgeable engineers for specialists in the system integration and design. So to drive the heat pump market, I think the important thing it should be like try to promote the project that can be, have the payback period lower than 7 years, and also introduce some sustainability by reducing the CO2 emission. One of the project is using the heat pump by replacing for the fossil fuel boiler. And the last one is try to give the knowledge to the people about what is the high efficiency from the heat pump technology. So next, please. However, if you can say, sorry for the opportunity in Thailand, if we can see like right now for the commercial sector, most of 90% has already adopted in the commercial sector, especially for the hotel, the hospital, and the rentals. But in the industrial side, it's quite still the challenge for the heat pump technology. We can approximate right now in Thailand, we have like 10,000 boiler, and about half is using the fossil fuel boiler. So from the approximation from the one study, they approximate like we should have like at least 1,500 company that have the potential to, replace the fossil fuel boiler to be the heat pump. Anyway, there are some criteria, quite very limit. First is the facility in our lab is still limit at lower than 36 kilowatt, and the temperature is at 55 degrees Celsius. Next, please. So before I stop my talk, so just leave some message to how we can, accelerate the industrial heat pump in Thailand. So first, I think the clear policy roadmap should be addressed, especially for the heat electrification. And the second one for the incentive scheme, I think is quite very important. And the third one should be the readiness in the local supply chain. Even we have a lot of the air conditioner manufacturer, but for the heat pump, the local supply chain is quite very limited. And another things is the capacity building in the human resource, especially for the industrial heat pump system integral. So, okay, next please. So thank you for your attention.